Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Drexel Free Thought Society Weekly Podcast. Sorry for the cliffhanger a bit at the end there. We were trying to end on a bit of a humorous note. Dante is moving his car, so he'll be back in a second, so this is going to be me and Richard for a little while. This is the chat portion of the show. You can email... We ask doubly hard that you guys come and communicate with us. You can join us on our Spreaker account, which you would have to be listening to right now to hear anything that we're saying. Or you can email us at drexfreethought@gmail.com. You can message us on Facebook on Drexel Free Thought. You can Twitter us, I guess, if you wanted to, at our Twitter account, Drexel Free Thought. Or you can call us on our Skype account, Drexel Free Thought. All one word, capitalization doesn't really matter. We'll instantly friend you, and you can talk to us live. So we're going into an interesting conversation in the break about consciousness and what people are and all that, and it was kind of cool. But now we're not talking about that anymore.
Yes.
What we were kind of going to save this portion of the show for was a lot of stuff about the actual odd things and silliness and danger of a lot of alternative medicine. I think one of the fundamental dangers of alternative medicine is that people they're really into the idea of conspiracy. And I'm not just looking at you. I think it's a true thing, is that people, if something is established and that people are good at it or people are famous for it, everyone wants to root for somebody else.
Well, sometimes, yeah.
Like, I think largely that people don't trust pharmaceutical companies or don't trust the man or the establishment and go for alternative medicine just because it's human nature. They want to go against things in power.
No, I mean, there's reasons to, though. There are reasons to go against the establishment, and there are reasons to seek alternatives, but at the same time, some alternatives do not work.
What are the reasons?
I mean, the reasons is because you see disorder happening in the system itself. The pharmaceutical industry has medicines out there. Obviously, the majority of the medicines out there in the pharmaceutical industry do work. And there are some that work, but they create this different problem that was not intended to happen in the first place. So people seek alternatives, whether rightly or wrongly, because of this. I'm not saying that the pharmaceutical industry altogether is bad. It's just sometimes really bad because of their reasons why they make certain medicines. And sometimes they're absolutely correct. And they just make money from making people better, which is fine.
Wouldn't it be a magical world if from Hancock, they said, to get the super heart seal or something, give away this entire drug for free to everyone.
That would be cool.
That would be fantastic, but it can't happen.
Except with Jonas Salk. Jonas Salk literally said, I'm going to give away these vaccinations. I'm not going to make billions of dollars off of this.
Well, he didn't, but
later on it was compromised.
You had to charge people because it costs money to make things.
No, he gave it away for free.
You can't.
He did.
How?
He made the medicine himself, and he gave it away.
You can't eradicate an entire illness.
He gave it away to willing participants for free. Of course, he got some funding, but it wasn't from the people that were buying his meds. It was the people
so it's
that
other people are funding him.
Yeah, which is not
that's
bad.
Kind of awesome.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I would want if there was a pharmaceutical company that was openly saying we're not charging our patients, I would give them money.
Yeah.
I would just be take my money. You're awesome.
Well, that's the thing with a lot of I don't want to get into it too much, but a lot of artists, they literally say, you can always pirate my stuff or you can give me money because you like me. that's what makes people want to give their money to them.
It's like, not to get too far off topic, but like League of Legends, the game is free. You technically never have to pay any money ever, the entire time you own the game for your entire life. Well, I assume. It's only existed for a couple years. But they still are like they make the most money of like almost any game company in the world.
Yeah, it really has to do with participation. It's
people are just like donations mixed with you can buy things if you choose to, and it makes you get stuff faster. But I think it's that sort of thing.
Literally, people will buy stuff
maybe someone's
if
like,
they like the
maybe
person
it's like,
or they like the company.
You can have this medicine, or you can have the better medicine for $5.
Then I'm gonna get the better medicine.
That'd be the most exploitative thing in the world.
Well, that's what Steam does. So...
That would be like, yeah, but Steam is not a pharmaceutical company.
Well, yeah.
Yet.
Okay, we're getting off topic.
Yeah, but anyway, that doesn't lie problems though, because there is just a drastic misunderstanding. Like, good on Jonah Salk, or Salt, however you pronounce his name. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Awesome dead guy who's awesome. He is an awesome case, but right now, especially to like get rid of smallpox or get rid of cancer, it takes so much money. Like, a single piece of equipment could be like $40,000. Like, I'm sorry, but medicine is going to cost money unless we get the entire pharmaceutical complex funded by the government.
There's not a problem with paying for medicine. There
is, actually.
Well,
it's like, hello, I'm a homeless person who can't afford insurance.
Well, I mean, yeah, I understand where you're coming from, and I do agree with that, but, I mean, there's no problem with, like, paying for Tylenol or something, but the problem really actually roots in the reason why they're making the medicine in the first place. Are they making the medicine so they can help people and make money along the way, or are they making the medicine just to make money, and if it helps people, that's fine? I would be better with the first one if that were true for most pharmaceutical industries.
But it's just not.
And it's not.
Which is unfortunate. There definitely are some, and I have to look those up more.
Like which ones?
I'm not really on top of pharmaceutical companies to begin with. I can probably only name like two.
I mean, really, that has to come down to how we view our economy. Do we view it as means to an end, or the opposite?
We definitely view it as a means to an end. That's not even a question.
Which is wrong.
We're a stupid capitalist society.
I mean, capitalism itself is not bad.
I disagree.
I think that it's not bad, but you have to come from it in a different way.
So capitalism isn't bad, except that it is.
Well, right now it is. We have to change our mindsets, but otherwise, it's alright.
Alright, so alternative medicine, that stuff. Me and Richard are bad at staying on topic without Dante. It's been 8 minutes and we've already talked about video games and the government. You've now heard our entire personalities in 8 minutes. No, but I mean, there is a problem with the concept. Like, I think if you want to go percentage-wise, it might actually... I'm pulling numbers out of my butt at the moment, but it would probably be just about equal. The number of people who are actually convinced that alternative medicine works, and the amount of people who actually want to help people with pharmaceutical companies.
Pretty much.
I think the vast majority of people in general, at least in this country, are just out to make money at other people's expense.
Unfortunately.
Like all the get-rich-quick schemes, the get-healthy-quick schemes, the lose-weight schemes, crystals, crystal balls, witchcraft, every other thing I can think of. Faith healing. Actually, no. That actually opens an interesting question.
Oh, God.
Thank you. The people that are actually sincere, I think, are significantly more dangerous.
I definitely agree with that.
It's almost counterintuitive. You would think if someone is genuinely trying to help you, then they'd be a good thing for you, but they're not. And this goes right into the other subject of faith healing.
If you go that far down, for example, Christian Science, that's wrong. I'm sorry for those people that, they didn't give their son or daughter this medicine for
that is faith healing,
diarrhea. Basically. Even though it's known to help, even though that is one of the most baseline things that we have in the pharmaceutical industry, even though you can say all this stuff about the pharmaceutical industry, you know that medicine works, so therefore use it. Don't pray. It's not going to do anything. If you believe it, it's fine.
We actually have a call coming in.
Okay.
Greetings, caller.
Hello. Do you know who I am?
Yes, you turned your video on.
Oh, is the video bad? You don't like video?
We're not supposed to see each other. We're professionals. We're radio.
I want to see you guys.
We're radio personalities. I don't believe that's appropriate.
You're no fun.
Anyway, we're going. Caller, what would you like to talk about?
Well, you were talking about alternative medicine. I kind of got. I kind of lost the signal where I was. So.
Well, what are your opinions on alternative medicine?
What are my opinions on it? I think that it's good to explore other options, because I think that sometimes, maybe people are so stuck in their ways with traditional methods that they don't even really think outside the box.
Well,
does that make sense?
No, it does. But this kind of went into a previous statement that I made a while ago, which was kind of
okay.
It was.
Well, like I said, I was having issues here.
No. I'm just commenting. It's like, why do you think that other methods would work?
Well,
or what would cause you to think that other methods would work?
I mean, I don't like what in particular are you referring to?
Well, anything really. It's just like in the previous part of the show, my definition of alternative medicine was some kind of treatment that has either been proven not to work or hasn't been proved to work.
So would you count acupuncture?
Pretty much, yeah. It hasn't been proven to work yet.
Oh, well, okay. I mean,
do you have a different definition?
Eastern cultures, is it possible that maybe it works there, but we haven't really explored it enough here? We haven't explored it for the right reasons.
Possibly. I think that certain practices have not been looked into. I mean, for reasons unknown. Like there may be a tribe, down in South America or something that knows how to treat, wasp stings or tarantula bites that we haven't looked into yet. So it's possible. It might be that whole serendipitous thing we were going to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say that it's possible because of the pharmaceutical industry.
Why is it possible because of the pharmaceutical industry?
Because of money!
Thank you, Richard.
Thank you, Richard. That was helpful. But that's the interesting.
And I think that sometimes people are skeptical. Hypnotism. I think that's a good example. Do I believe in hypnotism? I'm not totally sure, but does that mean someone should try it to cure some sort of psychological problem? Smoking addiction, etc. Yeah, go for it. I mean, the worst thing that'll happen is you waste your money.
That is this whole section of the show is going to be kind of dedicated to the problems with alternative medicine. And actually, thank you for bringing up hypnotism.
This might be a moral issue if it's true.
I don't remember where it was, but I've heard of stories and stuff that hypnotism actually causes way more problems than it solves.
Really?
Yeah, because hypnotism it only works if you want it to work. Like, if you're dead set on hypnotism is fake, it doesn't work, then it won't work on you.
Well, that makes sense.
But, I mean, it's like, if you then figure out, oh, hypnotism doesn't work, why did I believe this? Then you're not only back where you started, you might have actually sunk a bit deeper.
So what you're saying is it's kind of a placebo.
It's kind of a dangerous placebo.
A dangerous placebo, okay.
Which is not to say that it doesn't have its benefits for certain situations. I probably wouldn't say smoking, but maybe like broke up with the girlfriend or something, and I just need something to get her off my mind so I can move on with my life. And then down the road, you're just kind of like, oh, I'm actually over her now. Hooray! But that seems like so situational that I probably wouldn't recommend hypnosis to anyone.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I'm not totally sure whether I believe in hypnosis or not, but I mean, I think it's an interesting concept. I think that, you know, there are situations that they have proven it like does work. For example, if they're interviewing witnesses of a crime scene, a lot of times someone who is hypnotized will remember more details. Like they'll remember like distinguishing marks on their on the criminal. Like they'll remember certain tattoos or certain circles.
Has it been proven though? Do you know? More like demonstrated rather.
It was on MythBusters.
Oh.
MythBusters is not necessary. It's worth investigating, I'll definitely say, but it's one of those things it's so hazy, especially in crime, because like a little known fact, testimony is one of the least used things when it comes to like crime.
It changes all the time.
Because testimony it's worthless. I could just kind of say, "Oh, I definitely saw this." And I could have been 4 blocks away. How could you possibly prove me wrong? Credible witnesses are cool to go for more information, but I don't know. I think you are correct. I think it does help with memory retrieval.
Yes.
So I think maybe you could say that hypnosis would be a good idea in addition to other types of therapy.
Right.
To be like, try to go back and remember your childhood and that kind of baloney.
Right. Well, the other problem is I've heard that it can also install false memories.
Oh, that's true.
Mm.
I forget who this was, but there's a big movement of like child molestation.
Yeah. This lady was going on. She said, you know, she's like, I was hypnotized and I realized my father had molested me and stuff, even though like it basically had never happened.
Wow.
Yeah.
What the heck?
So alternative medicine can be used for evil.
How they prove that it never happened.
Well, it's one of those things where it's like there's no evidence for it until they went to a hypnotist.
Okay.
Which seems odd.
I think they literally plant things in your head sometimes with the hypnotism.
Yeah,
it becomes a moral issue.
I think
really big moral issue.
I think sometimes the hypnotism does work, but it does work as a matter of manipulation.
And the thing is you need to be susceptible to it.
I've
been to a number of like parties or events where there was a hypnotist, and I was never chosen.
No, that's the thing. You have to be susceptible to it. So therefore, hypnotism in itself is literally a way of trying to let you believe something that is not true. It's manipulation. Subconscious manipulation.
No, it's self-manipulation.
Well, it's
you want it to happen, so you make it happen.
Well, it's self-manipulation in the way if the sociopath or the psychopath will come up to you and they'll keep on telling you something over and over and over again. If you're susceptible to certain certain behaviors or certain people telling you that you did something or you didn't do something, then you're going to believe
you internalize it.
Just like the hypnotism thing.
It's almost like bullying, except nicely.
It sounds like they had the desire to do that thing. They just need that extra oomph, whatever it is.
Yeah, it's
What
almost.
other? Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, you're on stage.
You're the king,
Oh,
queen.
awesome. Okay. What other types of alternative medicine did you discuss?
Little things,
Witch's brews. We briefly talked about that.
and it looks like we lost connection with the server.
Ah, you gotta be kidding me.
Oh well, we're gonna keep talking
Faith healing.
because my computer's not on Dante's computer. Oh, now we're back. Sorry, internet people. We had a brief. Oh, damn.
It's the network. It's always the network.
Apparently, it was the full network.
Stinking network.
I'm logging back in. I'm sorry. Feel free to call back in, our illustrious caller. I apologize, but the network dropped for us for a second. Anyway, we were going to go dip into faith healing a bit more. Me and Richard were talking about it a little, but we can go into more full force. To reiterate for Dante, Christian Science is wrong.
Isn't that an oxymoron?
It is. But faith healing is actually, or praying, I think, is a really good example of just self-hypnosis.
Oh, yeah.
It's you want something to be true, and you force yourself to give yourself validation.
Like self-hypnosis.
It is exactly. It's kind of like saying, I want my marriage to be fixed. Therefore, I'm going to pray and yell at the sky until my marriage is fixed.
It's like The Secret. The secret is thinking that something's gonna happen. And like, you keep on saying, I'm gonna get a red ruby bike this Christmas. I'm gonna get a red ruby bike this Christmas, over and over again, and then
you're like,
you got a red ruby bike next Christmas. It must have done something.
yeah, the whole secret thing is it's another scam.
And like I remember when I was
So
over.
bad.
I remember when I was over at my church, there used to be a sign on the wall, just like a little paper sign, and it said push, and then underneath it said pray until something happens. That was the acronym. But it was funny because I remember myself pushing a wall, like pushing the wall where it was saying, and I'm like, nothing's happening.
Wow.
Richard, you were a fun kid.
So here's my question, and for those of you who are listening, if you are of faith, if faith healing does work, if you can just merely pray to your deity of choice, then why I would assume this, why do you go to the doctor?
Why do you look both ways when you cross the street?
Why do you thank God when a doctor heals you?
Why can't God heal amputees? But he seems to only be able to heal things that would have gotten better anyway.
I'd also like I'd really like to say that that's really annoying when people say, thanks God, whenever they get healed by a doctor. The doctor didn't. It wasn't God.
I would even be angry on another level. Why don't you thank yourself?
Thank yourself.
No, it's like religious folk. When you're really sick, why do you thank God? You got yourself better. You went to the doctor, or you did push-ups, or you ate the right food, or you went and got the right medicine, or you just stood outside in the fresh air. You made the choice to get better. You made your body work for you. Yourself.
It's
have a bit of pride in your accomplishment.
And if God basically made you better, the same person that made you sick in the first place. So you should say, thank you God for making me sick, and thank you God for finally getting me out of my sickness.
God gets credit for everything.
We're not being facetious at all. I mean, these are actual questions I've asked. It's like, well, I think if I were a doctor, and I don't know too much about the doctor, I do know that they have to just for the most part, and they have to go through so much schooling, spend so many hours doing this, spend so much money doing